Tails gazed in awe as Amy stood before him, vegetation dancing in tune with the breeze. Her quills were longer than he remembered, and she was dressed in a t-shirt and jeans. For the first time, he saw her untamed beauty. Reaching out, the hedgehog stretched her fingers, allowing a butterfly to settle on her dorsal. Orbs of light engulfed the land, shining upon them all. Tail's heart raced as a well of emotion sprang to the surface. Liquid poured from his eyes, staining the fur across his cheeks. He'd never cried tears of joy before, but there was always a first time for everything. Am I crying? The fox thought in silence. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way right now? What is it I'm even feeling? As though sensing her lover's distress, Amy turned her head, smile unfading all the while. Her eyelids lowered, inviting the canine to analyze deeper. The realization hit him like a truck. He was in love with Amy. In a twist of fate even Eggman couldn't foresee, the pair had ended up together, and now the world felt like heaven. What had caused the emotional overflow was a yearning at long last fulfilled. Don't cry, Amy spoke sweetly, attempting to soothe the fox's heart. It's only a dream for now, but one day this will be ours. I'll be waiting for you. Don't forget me until then. What? Amy smiled, and soon the world faded, blinding Tails in an endless void of white. Tails awoke in a cold, profuse sweat. Disoriented, he nearly forgot where he was. Looking around, it all came flooding back. He had fallen asleep some time prior, exhausted enough to cause a rebound effect. At least it explained why his dreams felt so real. His nerves took a moment to shake, but eventually he was able to clear his head. Amy's smile. He couldn't get it out of his head. She's never smiled like that before, not even around Sonic. Is it possible that I'm... Shaking the thought from his mind, he pushed back the covers, stretching before heading downstairs. Pouring himself a glass of water, he listened to the rain outside. Somehow he found it comforting, as though the world itself had accounted for moments like these during its formation. He wasn't averse to the dream at all, far from it, but that's what concerned him. He knew Amy was in love with Sonic, and Sonic's feelings towards her were complicated, to say the least. The duo weren't anywhere close enough to be considered relationship material, so what chance did Tails have? What was he supposed to do? He wouldn't feel right without addressing the issue directly, but he needed advice, and only one person was capable of guiding him down the right path. Their discussion would have to wait until the following morning. Until then, Tails suspected he wouldn't be sleeping much beyond what he had managed. Oh boy, the fox stated begrudgingly, heading back up to bed. This wasn't on my bucket list. How am I going to explain this one?